What we're going to be talking about are the applications of green bamboo release. We'll go through the different techniques, what they're designed for. Okay? Now, I'm not going to be pounding on you, except to get a slight reaction to some of these things. Okay? In real time, we do full blame. The first thing that we're doing in a form is looks like we're doing a Chinese greetings and coming down with a poke. What this symbolizes is that somebody is threatening us. Either point a finger in our face or a fist in our face. That's how most fights start. If somebody's aggressive, they can start getting into your face with that. So bring your fist up. What he's doing back here is you're going to be threatening, like waving at me in most cases. And that, okay? Don't go any closer to that because you'd actually punch me to do that. What we're doing with this is signaling that we're going to use both our hands to stop this. And what we're going to do is use points along the wrist that are going to release the wrist so we can take them down. We're going to get cross-extensor reflex action, which means when I put pain into these meridians, that arm's going to pull back. So normally if I just grab this hand and I'm not putting that cross-extensor reflex, especially if I have two hands on here, that frees that hand to hit me. Or to slap this hand away from being able to do this. I'm also doing a technique here that if he's up in my face with this, he can't see this hand as well as he can see this hand. If I come to grab this hand like this, he's going to pull that back. Or he's going to slap it out or slap it with that one. Right? But because he can't see this hand, I can come up like that and grab it. Now, I'm going to try to grab this, but I'm not going to try to go exactly to the points on the first grab. I'm going to do what I call locate. Anywhere I grab on his arm, anywhere I grab on his arm here, I can slide it up. But usually as soon as I grab it, he's going to start pulling down, and it helps me slide too. I'm going to stop this at this bone right here, and this finger is actually going to tap here, go across from this bone, so I'm in between that bone, and then this, on that side of the bone, will put it on the point I need. Okay? This is a long point here, and this right here is a rub point that I'm going for. It's not on top, it's not on the side, it's 45 degrees right here. And the rub needs to be in this direction. So it turns out, when I grab him and I rub it, by pulling down like that, it rubs that point, and you saw the reaction, and you saw this hand go back. Now at the same time, I can do that one-handed, but if I use this hand, and between, open your fingers up so you can see over there, right here is a triple warmer 3. Triple warmer 3 and this heart 7 don't like each other. Okay? So I can either do it with one hand, you can put your hands. I can do it with one hand when I do that. You see how that snapped down like that. Or I can do it with two hands like that. Okay? So that and that forced his knees out, besides his hand back. And he goes directly down. Now, if for some reason I'm doing this, okay, and I'm not hitting the points, or he happens to be somebody that has an injury and this point is not reacting, or it could be I've got my finger on the center here instead of along the edge, so I'm actually missing the point. I'm trying to do this. It's not working. I can kick out this way, and then that gives me time to do this. Okay? So anytime this isn't working, you can always use your leg to kick out. Now another thing I'm doing, because this hand's here, he's alpha on this side. I won't be kicking that leg. I want to kick that leg out because it's weaker. It's a yin leg instead of the yang, which is on this side, because this is where he's threatening me with his energy. He's going to pop me. Okay. Now, the next section, what we're doing, from here to here, one thing you notice that when I did this and I pulled back, I don't just pull back, I'm actually going in. So that's actually what I'm doing here too. I'm showing that I don't just grab this, but I yank it and pull it in. So when I do that, I'm pulling it toward me to get this rub, which activates it, and then I'm pressing it back into his center line. And that creates more result too. Granted, if I went out here, and then that's free, I go into the center line, I'm turning him, so that goes that way. Okay? So that's for the meaning of this. Another thing what we're doing with this one is that at the belt buckle, which is below your navel, behind here, there's a press point. Okay? So we have three types of points which we talked about before. You have a hit, rub, and touch. This point happens to be a touch point, but it has to go down and in 45. So when I'm poking it, I'm going to take one hand and press the other hand. So I'm pushing forward but pressing down so I make sure I hit that angle. What that's going to do is release him, make him go forward like that. Okay? So just press in here, and if somebody has a belt buckle, you can use a belt buckle and press him like that. You see the reaction he got. Now he's going to start hurting more and more because as you activate these, they build up. So he's going to get weaker. One thing that we'll use that for too, and I tell the girls about it because the next technique what we're going to do is where somebody grabs our shoulder and we're going to clear it off our shoulder now. But we can also use this one, this particular technique, if a guy has, if we want to get him lowered and because maybe grab both of our shoulders, he's shaking us now. Okay. From there, I can't reach this with this, but I can do this. Okay? And then I can do this, which is the next technique we're doing. But if he's grabbed my hair, and girls have a tendency when they're fighting to grab each other's hair because it's nice and long, it's a good grab point now. And when they're doing that, especially if they're a little taller, it's hard for me to get up here to release that. That's when I'll use this to push them down to get over. Okay. So this point, again, has a use, but you have to be careful. If a guy's already got you out here, you're trying to reach for it, you've got longer arms, it's going to work. That's the use of your legs. But if he's sitting close like this, and you can't reach up here, you bend him down, so now you can get up there. Okay. Now, what we're doing with the next technique, this is where, after somebody's threatening you like this, usually they're going to grab you and threaten you or go to hit you. But they're going to grab your shirt here, or upper arm in that, to hold you, to threaten you, and shake you a little bit. Okay. What we're going to do is, I'm going to show the points first. Where we use the long point, we're not going to use a hard point. The hard point is a touch point. It again is not directly on the bone this way or directly down this way, it's 45. Both of these are 1/2 inch from the crease in the wrist. That's where to find them. Okay. What we're going to do with this one is they're going to press that one into the bone so that we make sure we activate it. We don't want to just touch it, we want to dig into it with a touch. Now, when he grabs me, and a lot of times when they grab you, they're going to grab you and pull you in like this, and you're going to turn slightly. Now that makes it hard for me to come around to get that point. I have to go like this. And let's show this side. If I have to go like this, I can't see that because I just blocked myself. So he can come up and hit me, or he can actually push this arm off like that. So it's hard for me to see that. So I want to keep my arms down when I'm doing that. So when he is grabbing me, and for me to get this point, I'm going to press on his, above his elbow, 45 degrees, not that way. That's going to release this and throw this flat. Okay. Now I can go ahead and touch a hard point that comes through here if I want to help it, but I don't necessarily have to. I just do that. You see how it rotated and this went flat? Flatter than it was, at least. Okay. I don't have to go too far up. And basically I want to, because he's coming in like this and using this muscle in that, I want to disrupt that by doing that so he doesn't have that strength, and then I can do this. Now, what I also want to point out, when a guy is grabbing you like this, he might be punching you there. So again, this is a matter of timing. When I start doing this, I may have to come up with that. So this comes up here, and I can throw it off, and it's going to go past me. This is another point. When someone is hitting me, if I try to match them here, I have to match the exact timing to stop them here and move them off. If I go here, all I have to do is move 2 inches here, and it's going to move this 4 to 6 inches here. So anywhere out here, I can move them off my face real easy. It doesn't take much movement down here to throw that off. Okay? If I've done that here, I can then use that hand to take that one down. Okay? So yeah, basically I want to get this off. Now the basic one where he hasn't done anything with that yet, he's been talking and he may be pulling back, so his energy's going back this way, so he hasn't done that yet. When I do that, you see it throws his shoulder off again. Now another thing I'm doing here, when he grabs this, and I torque this point, let's go on this side so I can see that part. This point here, I'm pressing into that. Again, up and in 45. That releases his wrist. This top one releases the fist if we activate that. He can't keep a tight fist. The bottom relaxes his wrist. Now, if your wrist is bent, you can't keep your fingers closed. If you have your wrist straight, you can keep those closed. But as soon as somebody bends that, the fingers open up, which means, go ahead and grab it. When I release this, I pull this, his fingers open, and I press this against my chest down to here. That's going to open those fingers and release my shirt. If I don't release the shirt and I'm yanking him this way, I'm going to be pulling myself down. So I have to release this so I don't have to worry about him taking my shirt with him. And that pulls his shoulder back, and then I can use one of these. Okay. Now, the second thing we're going to do, let's go back over to this side. Again, for girls, it may be a bit of a timing, but I've done this and done this, but they're not hitting the points properly. And he's going to start hitting them. Okay? Now, when he does that, it's very hard, go ahead and come up with that. It's very hard to release this and go here, because one, you're trying real hard to hold on. So the mental thing is to keep holding on to make this work. Which gives you a disadvantage, you can smack it while you're doing that. Now, what we have advantage here is, again, I was talking about, if we're yang on this side, we're yin on this side. Which means, from here, I can lift this foot up and kick out. He is getting yang here because he's holding on. We're both yang in this side. And because I can kick out now, he can't hit me with that. And I kick out and use my weight, step back to throw him down. You know, kind of it. So what we're doing with the exercise is we're going to come up here, go out 45 with this, come up here, run this down to here, kick out, and then come here. This is called an archer block. Now, there's various things I could be doing with this movement. That's what I said. Right here, triple arm 11, there's the two tendons go down off the arm here, off the tricep, and come into here. In between there is a point that's a rub point. And that releases the shoulder and also gets a cross-extensor reflex action. So when I come up here off here, I can actually come in here and rub that point. And I can use my forearm to do that, or I can use this knuckle right here. So it's real nice in between them. But from here, with the rub, you see how that hand flew back. And I released this and it came forward. Okay? I can also, between the two muscles here, there's a hit point. This is a rub point. I just want to come off of this and turn it. This other one, I can come up here and just tap it. And you see how it did to his leg. And it wasn't that hard of a tap. Again, it was a little more effective because I've been messing with this meridian here this week.
You completely release it.
Completely release it. So again, I could just be doing a rub with that. I can be hitting. And you see, it wasn't that much of a hit. And with my body weight going this way, with my waist behind it, I can make it a strong hit. And so, again, a female with lesser upper body strength can use her lower body weight and muscles to step out and turn, and she can add power to that. Okay. So what we've done there is you start off with somebody threatening you with this or this. Then we had somebody grabbing you and going for a threat or a hit, and you want to get his arm off of you. Okay? The next one is a guy goes to grab one of your hands. And again, it's to grab the hand is to immobilize it while he's playing with you and threatening you, and you feel trapped. Now what we're going to do with the first one is going to do same side, grab. So he's going to grab your right hand with his left and threaten you with his right. Okay? Now what this does again is he's doing this to make you feel trapped, and you try to fight this. And if he's stronger and bigger than you, it's going to be hard for you to get out of this under the threat of that. What we're going to do is use a reaction again. I'm going to pull towards me and towards my center, which is going to get him to respond back by pulling me that way, because that's really where I want to take him. I'm going to go for the same point on his arm that I did before on this one, the hard point here. But I'm going to use one of the knuckles in here to activate it rather than my other hand. I'm going to pull this way so he gets the reaction that way. Now I don't have to actually pull him tight. If I pull him forward, that's fine. If I just pull and he holds it, but I get a reaction, he can't stop me from doing that. Because I'm going opposite angle, I'm going with him. I'm going to go up and out, again 45, not straight. I'm going to go out to separate his body from his arm, so it's my body against his arm rather than my body against his body. So I go up like this, you see how that bends and how this goes into that point. And I just press like that, and I'm out. Again, by bending his wrist, he cannot continue his grab on there. It's weak. And I was able to bend his wrist because I'm putting pressure on that point like that. Now I just press like that, and it slides right off. Okay. Now at the same time, I want to get this hand, which is a threat to me, occupied in case he throws it. Yet I don't want to be doing everything down here and looking down there and get hit with that. I don't even want to look at this. I just want to do that. What I'm doing is taking this again here and throwing it out to here, outside of this, and sweeping it in. Okay? I don't want to sweep on the inside. I want to clear his entire chest area here. So I'm pulling this, I'm going up like this, in case he's doing that, and then come in there. Again, he's not going to hold that out. That's going to be a punch type thing if he does it. Most times, I'll already start that before he starts that. And then I just throw this arm into that one. So this will be up there too, in case, for some reason, I didn't get the point there. And he's still grabbing onto me. I can use this hand to bring me like that. Sorry. So what I'm doing is coming with this hand and then stepping back again with my waist and my body weight, using gravity to pull down. Now I've got his arm locked with these things in here, so I'm working with two hands against his one. Now I'm pulling his shoulder away, so again I don't have to worry about getting hit with that. Okay? So what we're doing, I call this big hearts, because we're making a heart shape with this. We're going to go here, here. We're going to pull it to our side. Right? That is, you can use it on either side. If you grab this one, again, you just pull it this way and go here. When he's grabbing across from right hand to right hand, he's going to do that because he's going to pull us, or pull us down. Okay, he's not going to just hold us. This one, usually they're going to hold you so you feel trapped. When you do a cross grab, it's because they're going to pull you, and they may be hitting you at the same time. Okay? But the cross grab is a little harder to do this and come up because he's pulling in towards it. What we're going to do is use our energy to go with our body into his arm. So we're going to go this way and put this hand here and come up here. Okay, let's go on the side. From here, I'm going to step into it, which again you'll see, by doing it also, if he was going to hit me here and pulling me into a punch, by stepping, he's going to punch where I was, not where I'm at. Okay? I'm going to make this real quick, like that, and that'll be up there. And again, you can take him down. Now, when I take him up like that, I can, when I have him like that, I can grab this hand and go down to that point we talked about before. And that again is going to make that weaker or that weaker. So when I have them up here, I can be hitting that or rubbing that to get a reaction. Now, this next part I have to be careful with, because we're doing several points at once. In here, let's go back a little bit so you can see our feet. When he's pulling, and I do this, I'm going to step this down from my part to stop him from being able to pull me any further. It's sort of a stop. Okay? And then I go down and up. Again, if I just pull, it's his muscle against mine, he's using gravity. But when I do that, his body's going to try to resist that by either stopping or pushing up. And that allows me to come up and over. And that's I'm using my body to turn also. So it's my body against his arm. Whenever I can get my body against his arm, I've got the advantage. But instead of just stepping here, I can be kicking. And when I kick, I can hit a kick, what's called a triple yin point. Move over this way. Where the cap ends right in here, there's 3 meridians that come up here. It's called a triple yin. I could be hitting that, or I could be hitting this kidney point just above the arch in here. If I kick that, it's going to release the ankle. It's right in here. That will release the ankle. So again, when he's pulling down, he's going to try to alpha this. So if I release his ankle, it's going to disrupt his balance. Okay? Also, if I miss those, I can come up here and kick his triple yin on that side and see again the result. I have to kick that hard and upset his balance. Okay? So when we're doing this and this could be a kick or that could be a kick. And that's if this is tied up. If he's so strong here and I haven't got the points right, I take his mind away from it. And then I can do these. Okay? Now, that again can work with either side. You just go the other way, come through here. Okay? So it works on both sides. So you just have to go with it. Don't try to fight it. That's the key to a lot of this stuff. You don't try to yang. You try to change the direction. Where he's yanging, you find the yin, or you find where his angle is in the yang, and cut it 45 or 90, or 180. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, if he has got me timing-wise, where I can't go ahead and grab this and pull. He's done it before I could do this and stop him. Okay? So he's done that, he's pulled me off, I can step through. Okay? So again, I'm going with you rather than try to fight it. If you've caught me off guard, I haven't been able to take a step even, I can take a step with that one. Now what I'm doing here, again with this, and let's go to this side so they might be able to see it a little better. Either here and here, I'm going down with this, up, so I've got that, and bent, and I'm going to use this hand, let's go this side now. Here, this knuckle against this point, I put this here, and again I can use this or hit this. Okay? Even just with this, I'll rotate you down. Okay. Again, what we're doing is try to not fight his strength, but dislocate his arm from his body so we can use our body weight against his arm. Okay, now let's go back, because I forgot to mention something. Back here, when we were doing this original, the second technique, if I have trouble coming up here, again, I don't hit his point, or he's much stronger, he's come into his center now, okay? And I can't get across to this, I'm going to be hiding his arm, which I don't want to do. Okay, go ahead and grab me real strong. I had to come around to this side and just come in here. Okay, so if I can't do it this way, I just go ahead and step out to that side and come this way. This also I will rub this long 5 up here. It's called the crease point. Okay? So I'm not just coming across here, I'm actually coming into that one. See the reaction? Okay? I'm getting that reaction where you see it activate. Because when you hit a which like that, and your knee buckles, that means I've activated the point. Okay? So I have people with that have trouble, they just can't get this. You don't fight it, you take it on top and down. That's again the principle of not using force against force. Okay? You can win a lot better putting force against weakness. That's what I do. Okay. Now, the next one. We've had, with 2 hand grabs, we've done some elaborate things with those. The next one you can actually use on any of those, and I'll show you the variations on it. It's a little easier to perform, but that's why I teach it the third way, because it's so easy to use that people will use that only. In some cases, it's not the best one to do. Because again, you have to hit the points pretty good, pretty on dot. When a guy grabs me again here, and especially if I'm up here, okay, maybe I've done it to him. You know, he's been pointing at me, I point back at him, he grabs me. And he's going to start applying it. Okay? You'd be put me in like that. Just use it, grab it with the entire hand. Okay, like that. Okay? So if you got my hand, you grab my hand, you just grabbed it here and or something. Okay? And I get to point to something, or pointing at you, and you grabbed it now. Now I need to release. Again, I don't want to fight strength against strength, because his upper body's stronger than mine, he's going to win. But what I do is pull this way and bend this way. See how that opens your hand up a little? Okay. So I got to point toward my center with this. I'm not going to let you take me out here. And I don't want you to take me down here. I'm going to take you. I'm going to stretch you with that. I'm going to take this and come in here on that point, which I said was a rub point. Okay? Yeah, you always said, oh, this is going to hurt. I can now try to dot it. I'm going to start up here and just do that. So I'm going to come here at the same time. That stretches you, makes you fight harder. The harder you fight, the more it hurts you when I hit those points. Okay? So when you grab that, and we'll just walk through this, I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to take this and hit that on this point or the pericardium. So I'm going to hit the lung of the pericardium as I'm clearing down. And I'm going to hit you up there. Or I'm going to clear that hand, because when you're doing this hand, again, you're starting that hand. Okay? So I'm using this hand. It's hard for me to come with this hand, but once I clear this hand, I just come through. And that's how I turn with that. So I pulled my center away this way, so it's longer for you to go to hit it. I move my center off the back. Okay? So I'm either going to attack you here, or I can clear that, or I can attack you up here or here. And if I didn't clear this too much here, I can go ahead and hit that. I can hit this if I can't reach up there. I can go ahead and hit that if I turn a little bit. Okay. So all those are responsive. I'm going to get that clear, hit, and come up. So I want this back in the form to get you practicing that so you can use that rather than stop and then clear. I want one movement. I'll go this way with my hip and come back with this. Okay, so my hip goes with it. Boom. Also, when I've done this, here, when I hit this, I can come back with this as it's coming through. I can clear this, stop this hand. It's not going to stop a full blow. When I do this, come in with that, I can stop a little bit before I come in with that. Okay. Sorry. Second, you might use two hands. You have two hands, use them when you can. Okay? And you feel the difference of when to use this. But it's here, and I will use these knuckles to grind into that. Okay? So it's that type of movement. Boom. And I hit with those, and hit with that. I can attack. This knuckle I use a lot for attacking points. I can attack your stomach 5 down like that. I can attack your jaw here. I can attack it here. Up or down. Attack with that. Wham. Now, this particular one, like I said, it could be used up high. It can also be used low. So here, again, I can do this, hit that down and there. This one can also be used over here. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, do this, and see how that turns you? Okay? Now, because I turn this, I can't get that, but I can get up to these. So I just changed my point. So here, I hit there. Okay? And then come through. So use that either side. Now, so use it up here, if you grab me up there. I'm going to do this. You see now how this opened this up? Sorry. Again, by resisting that, because when I did this, you resisted me turning, you just made this more vulnerable for the hit. Okay? Go ahead and turn it off. It's your turn to relax. Okay, the next one we're going to do, I've named folding towels from the idea of big fluffy towels you're folding over each other. Every one of these has a name that associates with it, and I'll bring it up as we talk about it. What this particular technique for is where somebody's going to grab both your arms. We talked about where he grabs one arm, same side, could be either hand, you're just going to do the technique the opposite way. They cross grab you, which is a stronger grab, and that's where you have to do a step into him or step behind him to cut his angle, so your body against his arm. This one, he's going to grab both your arms. And again, he could lean out and pull you back, or he could be doing this because he's going to kick you. And that way he's going to spread you like this and then kick you with that. Okay? And throw you into a knee. He's going to pull you down into a knee, either to your stomach or your groin or something like that. What we're going to do with this one is actually two different type of techniques to confuse the mind. If we did the same thing, you might be able to follow along, but we're going to use two different angles. They're actually the same things we just did, combine them. Okay? This angle that we did, on the other one, we went here and then went up. Okay? What we're going to do with this is come here and then go here. Now, you might be able to fight that if I just did this with one hand, because you yanked me down before I could do that. Okay. But I'm not going to use my arm to do that, I'm going to use my waist. The other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with that, one that we did from here. So when we did this and came down, that's the easy release. That's basically what we're going to do with this hand, so we're going to come way over here. I'm going to cross your center with this to make it weaker. I'm going to use my body against that arm. I'm going to bring that arm to this side and hit a point on this one to release this arm. So I'm going to be pulling this back when I hit. Okay? So what's going to happen, it's going to come like this. You see how weak that is? Because you're extended, I'm close. Come back there. And then hit. Now when I hit down with this one, you're going to come down and forward with that. So you're going to multiply this action. Okay? Now let's show it on this side. Hold me tight. I go this way, up like this, and hit. You see how his face goes down to that. Okay? If you come up with the knee, I turn and hit the knee out of the way with that. You see how just doing that pulls that hand open, because you see how that's opening up as I turn this body, my body against that. And you're up on one leg, so it's hard for you to stop me from going over here. because that leg's lifted, and you need your balance there, and I'm pulling you down this way. Once I've done that, and this is free like that, you're weak. It's my arm and body against the single arm, because I've dislocated the muscle group here, so you no longer have this backing this up. It's loose. You only have this part. So it's easy for me to come here, and I slam this down and hit. Okay? So it's basically like this, and pow. Again, because you have both sides, I don't really have to practice both sides unless I know you're going to kick me with that. I feel you're going to kick me with that one, then I go that side. But more than likely, if you're right-handed, you're also going to try to kick me with your right foot or your right knee. That's 90% of the time that's what's going to happen if that's what you're going to do. You may just be grabbing me to talk to me in that, and get my attention, and I feel trapped. And again, if I'm a guy doing it against a girl, she doesn't have the upper body strength. And that's another reason why I'm on the hips here. So when you grab me, when I do that, you see how I'm pulling down and forward. So again, disrupted your balance by doing that. You're forward. I'm just going down to the side, coming up with this, and that crinkles that arm and opens that. Opens that, and I come down. That's folding towels. Okay. The next one is for when somebody pushes you rather than grabs you. These were grab hands. We start off with grabbing your shirt, because that happens a lot. It's easier to grab this than it is to grab this. A lot of times they'll grab you like that to keep your tension. Okay? They'll grab like this to trap that. Okay? A lot of times it's just going to do that. Okay? Or this way. Either way. Or the third way is in your center. Okay? So there's three things they could be doing. They could be hitting this side or center. But this and this are really the same. The other way is this way. Okay? It's a cross. So same side, center, center, or a cross. When you do the cross, it's because they're going to turn you. And like I did that to get your right hand back, because I'm not worried about this. It's too close to do anything. But they want to push that away. Okay? So the pushes. What we're going to do in the form, you see when we do this, we stay here, do this, and out. But in fact, what we're going to do is release our waist. And I don't want to practice this way, which is going to look like when we do the thing. What I'm going to do is let you push me. I'm sucking your energy in. I'm doing a yin movement to your yang movement. Okay? So what happens is, if you're going to do a right hand push against my left shoulder, and that's your action to try to resist it, although of course you being stronger and heavier and coming at me, I'm going to resist, but you're going to push me over still. What I want to do is, as you push, turn and trap. Now the trap here is a little different than most people trap too. Most people do this. Okay? And if I do that, push, pull. Comes right out. Okay? What I'm going to do is trap you with this arm. This is going to hook your bones. So when you push, feel that? I've trapped you with my bone against your bone there. Even though you're stronger, you're going to be pulling me with you, which means I'm going to come into you. Okay? If I did this, you're going to pull right out. Now, the second thing is going to happen. Let's turn the other way. As you push me with this one, it'll have a loop that you hit me with the other one. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So although I want this off, I have to think about that too. But I don't mean think. I have to pre-design a response to that and get this hand off me. What I use my elbow against your heart too. Now I may not hit it, I may hit it down here, I may hit it a little higher, but I can go for this area. So when you push me, I'm going to come up against that like this. Now you notice this is covering my face. So if you turn me on doing this, I can do that first, which is going to stop that from being very effective. But if I miss this, go ahead and hit it. See how I bring it behind me? So you're going to hit this, or I'm going to actually move it like that. Now here's the part that's cool too, because we're using the point. We're using this long 5 again, the crease, they call it the crease point. The crease point is hit this way. To activate, it's hit this way. Okay? So now you've pushed me, and I've stuck you in this way. I'm going to head this towards my center, this way. You know, see how it turned your head? Cross extensor. You pulled that back at the same time you did that. It opened up these points and actually weakened them. Okay? So first of all, I may have hit you heart 2 up this way, and then this way. Now I come that way. Okay? So all I'm going to do is do this in the form, come to my center, and then come out. Come out with my elbow. For really tight when I'm doing this, when I do this here, I'm going to hit you with my elbow there, which is even stronger than that sometimes. I'm going to use my waist for that. Okay? Now maybe if I didn't activate this, I didn't hit this right, now I'm going to hit your chin to turn your head to hit your point. I'll go for the gallbladder for a knockout there. So I'll hit your chin for stomach 5, gallbladder. Okay? So again, it's up, in, out. And it's this way, and not this way. Now I don't want to practice doing this. Okay? I want to practice with the release, thinking, empty this side. Okay? So again, if you're pushing, and I try doing this, I'm doing a yang movement, and then again, you're going to feel that, and you can recenter. In other words, if I do this, and you yang it, and try to pull me back, okay, now go straight like that, turn, and pull me. If you pull, I just turn it. As I feel you doing that, I change direction on you. Okay? It happens real quick. I'm just going to push you that way. Because you're trying to do this to me, you're turning, so I can say, go with it. Okay? But if you just relax, you see how that? I'm going that way, you're letting me, and now you're trapping me. And from there, it's just hip, up, go up first with the elbow. Up, there you go. Now, hit that point with the elbow. Right there. Yeah. Okay, that activates my knee what? And it's very strong because you're doing this with the elbow towards you, using this muscle group to hit that. Okay. And then kick that out. Or block it a little bit. You may not go all the way down like I do. I'm extra sensitive to those, by the way. Okay. So that's called greatly pumping the arms. Okay. That's for push. Now, that works pretty good when a guy pushes on the side. But it's hard to do if a guy's pushing in the center. Because either way you turn, he's got you in the center, he's got your center body weight. So you don't want to try to give. If you try to give, we're going to fall back. If he's doing on the side of our spine, we do the open door. We're just yanking the door open. He's pounding the door, we yank it out, he falls through. But if he's doing center, we can't do that because we will fall back. What we're going to do is we're going to come up, come in to our own heart, and down. So he's pressing our center. We don't want him pressing up here because he's throwing us back. When he's pressing us like that, it's to throw us back. Okay? We want to sink his energy into the ground, into our root. So we're going to take this and take it to there. Now, what I'm doing is you have the large intestine and small intestine on the outside of the arm here. Okay? So those are yang meridians up here. The lungs on the inside, I was going to say, large intestine, small intestine here. We're going to rub those down to here. And that's going to release this. And we bend that down, you go down. So all your energy is going here instead of throwing me back. Okay? So we're coming up and coming down. And throwing it from here down to here, into our stomach, which we can take a little better than get in the chest also. By activating that too, we get a cross extensor reflex. Some of the energy is going to respond off the other arm, so you can't do very well hitting this with the other arm. Again, you're not doing this, you're doing this, and you're going to hit us like that. Okay. Again, I work with either hand. After I have you down, okay, and I have this bent, this right here, I'm going to work against a triple warmer 3 that I showed before. I take this finger and put it behind this. I don't have to break this whole finger. All I have to do is roll it. And like this, you see the reaction we're getting. Okay? So when I come down here, I just put this little finger on top of his second finger. Then I roll back. Now if I use my chest, again for girls, because they don't have the strength up here, they just lean into it. And you see how you're going down. Okay? Now the form takes the form of, we're going to do this, we're going to step out, and strike out. Okay? This is, again, is overkill. But if this isn't working too well, we're going to do the next step. As we're coming down with this, I can step here and hit you. Now again, I have to be careful demonstrating this, because when I step with my weight, I just twisted your leg and it's going to break. But when I activate these and this, you're very weak up here. That's going to be easy knockout. Okay? Now, if this leg was forward, you step forward that, we're pushing me with that leg. That arm. Okay? Again, when I do this, I just step this leg, and again, you see the angle. And I don't have to worry about that hand, because what I did to this arm. Okay? So that's another one. This particular thing that we do here with this, that works real good against where somebody, say I have, I have a weapon, and you would have a weapon too. I wouldn't just go against an armed guy. But you're able to stop my hand like that. Okay? All I have to do is do this. And see how you go down? What I'm doing is I'm pressing this in and pressing this over. So I'm using this triple warmer again, but by bending this first, that releases this. So now I can push this that way. You see how that little finger goes out across that? And look at as soon as that.
I want to turn for that last thing.
Did he get it though?
Not the shoulder deal.
We need to do that again?
Just that last part. Maybe turn around.
Oh, this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to do this hand? Is that hand too smart? Okay. He stops my hand in that. I can grab this hand. I'm going to press in here on these two meridians to bend this wrist a little bit. You don't have to bend it too much, just release it. Now I do that. And I'm pressing this against that point, with this action coming in. And if I need to, I take my elbow into large intestine 10 here. So I'm coming this way. I hit that like that, and see how I released here. Okay? And you see how that arm pulls back. Okay. That was what the seminar I went to, that Dillman held. It's that point itself. Okay, so that was where a guy was pushing the center. Okay? The center of us. So we're talking this side, this side, this side, and this side. By the way, we didn't show what happened if you pressed with your arm to the opposite side. Now, as we did this to this side, right? And I did this to the inside of you. Okay? Now, I press over here like in a tournament, so now you're going to come back to him. You press my arm out, right? And you shove me like this, and then you'd be hitting me before I could come back. Okay? What happens, I can do the same thing. We'll do it slow so I don't hurt you. But as you press, I do this. Again, I'm trapped. Right there. Elbow up. I turn that, and then I can come down. That's the same thing. After I do that, I just wham, hit you. Okay, and show you from this side. If he's, I'm just that's for here. From here, he's pressing. I again trap him. I come up here like that, and then down.
I just felt a little weak.
Yes. But still, you see that works on either side.
Yeah.
You can push with that hand this side or this side. I can do the same thing if you're off center. If you're center, I need to pull you into my center. Okay? So, this is pumping arms, like a runner pumping. I can slam you down, slam you up, slam into you. That's there. What we're doing here is grabbing to our heart. Okay? So, we're also going to, an action that we can do, cracking bamboo. Because on the hand here, after I've done this, I can actually pull this in like this. So when I've got this, and I'm pulling this way, I'm pulling this way, so I get this action. So it's like you're cracking bamboo. Not crushing bamboo like this, but cracking it. You have bamboo and twist it, you crack it. So I'm using this again against this. And then here I saw the result when I just used that. I didn't want to hurt you because you would crank it on you. But you actually do this to it. Step out and hit. Okay. That's called heart leg cracking bamboo. Heart concept of getting you down to my center. And then cracking bamboo is where I twist those to get the result. And I snap out. Okay, so what we've done on that is again we're guys doing one hand push out our center. But what happens when the guy's doing two hands? Because now you can't go either way without affecting the other side, and he's going this way with your entire body. Okay? So that case again, he's doing a yang with both hands, not yang with one hand, yin with the other. The yin hand before he does a yang with it is what he's doing with these. He's pulling back with this one, he's grabbing, yang this, then yang that. This first part is yin because he's going to come with that. You hear me? You just turn yin yang a lot because that's where his energy is going. I want to be aware of that. Okay? Again, if you grab me with this and you're pulling back with that, because you pull back, I could go faster than you did. And I just knocked this off. Now I just come like that. Okay? So I can yang again because you're going that way. It doesn't have to be a real, it says just slide it off that. But I'm doing your base. Okay? Now, so two ones. What I'm going to do is do two things. Again, I want to confuse the body by not doing the same thing, which if a guy is doing it against a guy, he can yang these. With a girl doing it, it's a little harder for her. But what I'm going to do is use this point again. That's our lung 5 crease point. Okay? And I'm going to bring that energy to my center. You're trying to push me back. I'm going to divert it from this way to this way. Okay? At the same time, when you remember how when you grab this one and I went up like that, I can do that with this hand with the push. You're pushing both of them. I'm going to tip you like this. In fact, this is called tipping the canoe. Canoe is long, it's hard, it's very stable long ways, but it's very easy to tip a canoe sideways. So your energy is going this way, it's very strong. So I'm going to tip you this way. But actually I'm going to tip you this way, not just this way. Because what I'm going to do is, this is going to come in, and see how now this is weaker? I can do that. Now, I'm also going to step in the hole I just made. Because you're coming directly at me. I want to get to the door, get away from you. Okay? I can't step through you, you're in the way. So as you push me, I'm going to step out. I just threw you that way. I suck this in, and again, I'm going to go to the outside to clear your shoulder and just bring it in. And because I'm going against that point, that's why I'm able to do it. If I just yang in here against your arm, you're stronger than I am. I'm not going to be able to turn you. Because I'm putting energy into that point. I'm putting energy into your meridian. I activated it. And I twisted you, so now you don't have a good balance against me. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this up there to clear it. Okay? I'm going to kick this leg out, kick that leg if I need to. If I feel your energy is just going to turn around and chase me, I clear you off enough to run. As long as I'm running that way, I'll take this knee against that leg, and I can even step back like that. So I can hit both legs. If I'm on the inside, go ahead and hit both of them. Or if I clear the one, I can come back and hit it. Do that way, I'm running this way. Okay? So what we're doing with this is that we're clearing this way, knee, kick. Okay? And then you just run. That's against both of them. And again, if I need to go that way, I can take you the other way. I'll just take you this way. But the reason I'm doing this one down is because that's right-handed. So again, I want to depress that. Because it's easier using gravity against that than trying to lift it. Okay. Again, I want to point out on this, I'm not going straight up, and I'm certainly not doing it against your elbow. Spin your elbow a little. You see, I can't do that. I can do that. I'm going 45. And splitting this, opening that. And it just presses like that. Boom. Fire movement. Okay? Metal movement. So I'm doing boom. Okay. Now, this is stuff in front. We're going to talk about where you're going to grab from behind. This is another attack's going to happen, especially the swimmer. The guy come behind them, hug them over their arms. Okay? This you may have to get up because you're going to have to point the thing down at our legs. Why don't you go ahead and stop it for a second?
Red button again?
Yeah. Good. What's happening in this attack is where a guy's coming around and holding your arms down. And it'd be high like this, or it'd be a little lower. It doesn't matter. He's trapping you, and he's going to probably throw you into something. But he's not going to stand here like this unless he's got a buddy coming to hit you, and he's going to immobilize you. A single attack, a guy's going to grab you like this and then throw you somewhere, either back or forward. Okay? Now, a lot of karate schools teach to do this. The problem is that, go ahead and choke. He just comes in and chokes me for that. So it doesn't do me too much good. What I need to do is stop him from doing that. I'm going to grab his arms into my heart again to hold you there and attack your legs. Because you're up like this, your energy's up here. Your legs are going to be a little weaker because of that. Okay? Now what we're going to do is kick, and this is another thing they teach that's wrong. Go ahead and grab him, and I'll show you what's wrong. What I teach the girls is to go up here and kick on his arch of his foot with the heel. Okay? Now the problem with that is that particular arch is the strongest bone in the body.
Do that one more time?
Yeah.
I just closed
Got
it.
it?
Yeah, go for it.
Coming down here, they teach to do this and hit that. The problem is that's the strongest bone in the body, that arch right there. When you walk, you put at least 100 pounds every time you step on it, of force. Okay? If they have a spike heel, that might work, but the problem with spike heel, go ahead, it's going to slide off either this way or this way, or you may not sink it into it. So they're teaching them to do that, and as soon as you do that, the guy's going to throw you to the ground. In fact, when he feels you doing this, he can feel that. He can feel the shift of weight. So what we're going to do first is, again, I don't want to be choked. I'm going to grab him here and trap this to myself. Okay? Now I'm going to take this leg and kick up here like that.
One more time.
Okay? From here, I'm going to kick 45 into here. Now go ahead and I'll show what we're doing. Turn this way. The knee, there's 4 points to hit. You draw an X across here like this. You kick out this way, or kick down this way, kick down this way, or this way. I'm using my heel to come up here and kick this way. And that releases the knee. Okay? When I do that, I'm just doing it real quick, like this. And it's just slam. Slam. And he doesn't feel, I don't have an upper body weight shift. especially because I'm pulling him down in here with this into this point here. He can't feel that. Now what I'm going to do is after I've done that, that's not enough to get out. I'm going to turn this way and shoot this out this way. Okay? Now I can come through and hit. Because I split his balance there. Now there's two things I can do. I want to practice this. Okay? I want to make sure that when I do that, when I kick this out and then kick here, I don't want to lean forward because you're going to fall on me. I want to make sure my back is straight when I do that. Okay, so my back's coming, boom. I'll hit with my elbow into his side there, so if he's still up here, it's going to go down. Pain, arm goes with pain. Okay. Now, come out a little bit. When I practice, I want you to practice putting your leg here and just popping this up, and it's going to activate that point. But you don't want to practice kicking because you already split them. It's very easy to break that leg. So don't let them kick when they practice. Have them set it down and straighten. Okay? Very dangerous too, because you've already got the weight off that. Just like that. You kick that to 45, it's very easy to damage it. We're talking surgery. Okay? Okay, you can cut it.
Okay.
Okay, that's called stomping hoof, because we're kicking with our legs and coming down and then turning and hitting. And you notice what I'm doing there is when I kick here, I'm coming down straight again. I don't want to bend over I'm doing that because he'll fall on me. I want to press him back so he falls down rather than on me. That's what I want to be very careful about. That one is usually what happens when the guy is holding on top of the arms to trap it. A lot of times what they'll do, especially if they're wrestlers and they want to get you to stop breathing, is they won't grab your arms, they'll grab your chest under your arms. Okay? So what happens is they come out, instead of doing this, they'll come here, and then they'll press in here to get you to stop breathing or have trouble breathing. Especially the girl, they're going to knock the wind out of her and make her compliant for what they want to do. Okay? What again we want to do with that is not immediately attack this. That's all his yang, which means his legs again are weak. Okay? Yes?
Okay.
So what we want to do is get his attention away, his mind off his arms, so we have a chance of attacking that, and then it'd be a surprise too, and him be able to fight it. So again, we're going to attack the leg. But we're also, because our elbows are free, we can attack the head by leaning back and hitting. Okay? And then we're going to attack the arms and get free. Okay? So what's going to happen, the guy goes around and grabs me underneath, and he's going to do this to try to stop me from being able to breathe. Okay? Now, also if I do this, he can bend away from it. You see how he's bending away? So the first thing I want to do is kick this leg out, and then, you see his head's right there for it. You see how that moved his head over? Okay? So now his attention is away from his arms. Because I smack down here and smack here. Now I use my elbows into large intestine 10 to weaken his grip. Okay? Right there. And I can take these, and again I can take this little finger, and I'll take the points in here, possibly, but I'll take it out like this, away. Okay, grab again. If I just try to do this, it's going to be hard. Okay, because he's got it. But if I do that first, and then that, it's easy to twist these out. And again, I'm not trying to pull these apart. Okay? Go ahead and grab again, I'll show you if I pull them apart. If I try to do this, he's too strong. But when I do this, here, it's like that. See? Even then, I slipped a little. That's okay. I can take two hands against one. See how I grab the little finger? I will do that first. I just show you just with this. Without doing this, even with you doing that, doing this, and I can use one hand against, two hands against one hand. Because when you grab me, I'm going to show that again, this way. I don't have to grab both hands with two hands. I can grab the one hand, because if I get the one hand off, I'm out. So I'm two against one again, I have the advantage. And I'm turning it Because you're doing this, I'm getting those points and turning it out, and I can touch you out. The same thing we did here, when we turned that, I'm doing that with this. I'm on the inside though, instead of the outside. With the same principle. So what we're doing is getting his attention here, 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 and then here, and we'll step out. Okay? Then you run, or you turn around, and you're even. My recommendation is run. Okay. The next one is for the grab in front, because this will happen to girls a lot too. Not so much guys, but guy grabbing a girl. Okay? So this is in the green bamboo release form. It's form for the girls. The guy's going to grab her like this and hold her tight. Okay? With her hands in like this and his weight on her, it's hard for her to get loose. Okay? What we're going to do is rub his meridian. You have stomach meridian comes down here. And then you have your spleen and your liver meridian points right here. You also have this. And anytime somebody touches you like that, you do this. Okay? So what we're going to do is have this come up here to the stomach meridian, roll down, come back out here, and go like that. You can either do it to this, or you can do it to that. Okay? The whole reason for that is to get him to do this. Because now we're going to have this come up to do that. Okay. At the same time, what I did before, I don't want this to come up into a choke. So I'm going to hold on to one of these. I don't have to do both. I only have to do one. Okay. So grab me and we'll do it real slow. With this tight, go a little lower so my arms are, there you go, like that. You see, it's hard for me to do stuff. I can do this, like that. You feel that? Energy's going down. It says, they're going to attack my groin. That's an automatic defense you're going to try to protect. Now, if he didn't let go, he went back, and that allows me to have this come up here, up the center. I'm not going to try to come up here with this one. It's up the center. This I can go here, trap this against here. Because I can go here into his throat, here into his throat with this. Inception 22, down in 45. So I come up your center, and then like that. Okay?
Just touching it makes you gag.
Especially after I've done this. Because guess what? I took your energy down here. You don't have it up there for that. Don't like that. Now, what happens, what does indicate from here? Let's go to this side so you can see. This, you can see, this kept this trapped so you couldn't move it. I'm bringing this in. And I've done that. When I've done that, I can hit the heart. So I touch that. That's going to affect the pericardium, the sac around the heart. I can hit this way, 45 into the heart. Not straight in. 45. And that's going to affect the heart. Okay? So what I've done is I put that arm around. I touch that, then hit that. You see how that opens you up? Okay? Now, I come up here and kick that out. That's how easy that was.
One more time.
Okay? From here, it's just a slap. You see how 45 up and out, you see how it turns you and take you off. Now I'm going to be pulling this in and hitting here. Okay? I take you off here, bam. And hit you there. Okay? Grab. Okay? Here, 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 here. Now, I may not be dang, you still may be, I may have missed you. Like that, I hit your jaw around your throat. So you can take that. Okay? I can be like this, I can take this leg out, either inside, like that. So I unbalance you and come out. Or again, I can't always count on being on the inside. So if I've done this, and I missed on the outside, that comes in, and then, that way.
You're killing me.
That's the idea.
Oh.
So what you're doing is you're taking this. In fact, you can kick the thigh. You don't have to kick here. Take your leg and just kick my thigh right there, that way. Now kick your leg straight.
Oh, straight. I'm just done.
Kick with this.
With what?
Your shin against my thigh.
Oh. Oh, because
So
you're
kick your
getting close anyway.
Yeah. So it's my shin against your thigh there. And that kicks the leg out. You're kicking 45. My weight's on it, and you kick it, I'm going down. Now I'm just going to twist you that way. Okay, because I don't want you falling that way. I want you to get you over here. Okay. And if you're behind, kick out this way, beyond. Just kick this leg out here. Now kick it back in. See? So you're trying to go for the thigh, you miss. You're just coming in. And again, I'm not trying to take you down with that. I'm trying to disrupt your balance. Because you're fighting for your balance. I still have mine. I'm going to run. Or I'm going to disengage, and we're equal. I don't have to take you to the floor. I just disrupt your balance and get away. The whole idea is to break your yang movements against me. And so I'm going to be attacking meridian points that cause the body to react a certain ways. You see, just this was a threat. And this is a threat. And that gets me for this. Because you hold me tight when you do this, I have room to come up here. Especially for a girl. Because she has these, comes up the center between them. So she doesn't block herself. Okay? It comes out like that. Okay, go ahead and hold for a second. This next technique is against a headlock. And this is a street headlock. It's not one of the wrestling nice ones. By that I mean, the guy gets you, he's just not going to do this to you for the headlock. Okay? He's going to use his body weight to take you like this. You see how he's really cranking you. Okay? Now if you fight that, again, it's strength against strength, and he's on top. You may be strong enough to fight him off, but especially if it's a low hand, he's going to turn you. So this is called over bow. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take a step in a direction and turn on it. Okay? So, let's go on this side. What you're going to do is grab my head, and twist me like that. Now see, if I just step out that way, I'm fighting your weight. You see that? So I'm going to step into there. Okay. That also allows me to get to a meridian on the inside of your thigh. And I'm going to get the kidney point back here. Okay? So we'll do this all. Go ahead and grab and twist me. And you should use that hand to grab this one too, or else you're going to punch me with that one. Okay? So that's how it looks. Now let's turn around so we can keep this thing. Just right here. So you see how I stepped in here? I'm going to pop in here and here. Now if I do it together, you can do this. You did it a little bit there because I separated them. Okay? Now I'll do it light, but let's see if you get the reaction.
How hard did you do that?
Not hard at all. It felt hard?
Yeah, it felt really hard.
That's because I did this first. Okay, put it in.
Turn it towards the camera again one more time.
Yeah. What's going to happen is that when I pop him here and back there, he's going to go slightly like this. Now this is another thing what I want to do is take your head back now. Okay? When I'm down here, when you have me, let's go. Yeah, let's do it this way so you can see me grab you. When you have me down like this, okay, it's hard for me to grab around here to get you. Okay? And it's hard for me because your body weight's there. But when I hit this and this, you go back like that. Then I go on this side. Okay? I'm on this side. See, I can do this, and you're right there. Now, what I want to do is grab the stomach 5 and these 3 points up here. Not the eye, but these points. Like that. And that releases the head back. I just do that. Now, what's helping me too is because I'm using my elbow here as I go back. So I'm not just doing this, I'm doing this. See how that pushes? It gives me leverage. Now, of course, once I have you like that, I just pound you down. Because I can step out then. As you're going back like this, I'm up, and then I take you down. So that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to step out, so we're over bowing. We're hitting, we're getting those points, the eye, the stomach 5, lifting them up. Now, what I'll do too, if I'm having trouble with this, again, and this is where you need to show down here. From here and here, I pop that way. I'm going under the leg here, up this way. And you see how now you're going down. So I'll do this, and then come back to hit you down. I just clear the leg. I don't try to take your leg up. I clear it, slide it, and hit. Okay? Now again, what I'm doing for the girls, their waist here, they have strength here, they don't have strength here. But it's just here and back. So it's up here, not the upper body. By hitting these points, you're the one that bends up. I don't have to straighten you up. When I do that, you go, ow, automatically. It may not be too much, but you're going to straighten up. And then I take you over. Okay? And kill it. Okay, the next technique is called powerful knee lift. This is for when you're on the floor, on your back, somebody's knocked you down and straddles you and is choking you or holding you down, either holding your shoulders or holding your arms. Okay? But the way you practice the form, because you don't want to get on the floor all the time, be dirty now, you can practice this standing up, but you can do the movements when you're on the floor. So we practice called powerful knee lift. What we're going to do is kick up with the left knee, put both our arms straight up, cross them, clear off, and then kick with the other knee at an angle. Okay? So now, this is a little embarrassing, but this happens. What happens when a guy knocks you to the floor, I'm the woman, he's the guy that's messing with me. He's going to put his weight on my hips so I can't move. Now, he's either going to hold my shoulders down like this, or he could be choking me, or he could be holding my arms down like this. And this, again, guys do because they can get your hands down, and they don't think you're going to be able to struggle against them. Now, I want to get him forward so his body weight isn't centered where it's at. I don't want to use both legs because it's my legs going both upward against him. If he's really heavy, that's hard to do. But similar to a crane, if you see any crane things, they have two legs that hit the ground to support the crane lifting up. So this right leg can stay on the ground, pressing against the ground as the hip presses up. Now at the same time I'm going to do that, I'm going to lift my legs, hands up. Now with his weight on his shoulders, on my arms, I'm going to have strength to do this by itself. He can pin me down. But when I start doing this, I'm off. Now let's do that slow again, and I'll show the last part too. When I do this and this, he is now weak. I can cross my arms, I put one here, and just roll that off. And you see he's falling that way. That again, I don't want to fall into me, I want him going to the side. Now help him go to the side. After I've lifted with my one knee, I put it back down, and the next knee goes this way. And see how it moves you off. Now if I didn't move him too much, but I moved him up like this, I can throw this against the other thigh here, which rolls him off. So again, I'm trying to do this and hit his inner thigh at the same time. And it's rolling him off. Okay. Now, you okay?
Yeah, twist the ankle.
Sorry.
If it doesn't push you off, it'll jerk you.
Okay, go ahead and get back on top. This time, do the choking. This one, if the guy's choking, I don't want to try to do this because he's going to choke into me. He's going to press on my throat and kill me. Okay? He could crush my throat because all his weight's going to fall out. So I don't want to do that. If he's on my shoulders, I can do that because he's pressing on my shoulders. And again, I can go up and around, he's going to get off. But I don't want to do that on my throat. So what I do is the same thing we did tipping the canoe. I do this. You see now his weight's this way, and he falls down. Okay, yeah. So how I did that is that we do this, start moving him and get his arms off us, cross it, clear it, and then get him off. And we want to use one knee and keep the other down. So we're doing a scissor action, expanding against the floor and against him. We want to shove him this way to the side. Not over us, but to the side. Okay. Go ahead and stop it. Yeah. Very similar to that. What we're doing this is where a guy is, you're standing up and he's choking you. Okay? Again, he's got a lot of strength, and this usually be bent like that. The guy's really trying to choke you. He may be up like that, and it's easier to get off. The guy down like this is choking you, he's going to choke you back like that. Okay? That's going to be hard to get off. Again, I don't want to try to use my whole body against his whole body. Okay? And I don't want to fight his arms, because I don't have that long. He's got a really tight grip to take this off. A simple way to do it, and again I will use it against the right hand, you can do the thing that we did with this. We just come up here, grab that finger like that, and twist it off like that. Okay? And what I'll do is do this. So the same thing we did here, I can do against a choke. But if you're in here grabbing like this, okay, where a guy's really squishing you, you don't have that much time to do that. Okay? What I can do is the same thing before. Because your energy is coming to my throat in that, I can take this to my heart. So the same thing we did here, when we did this, I can do it with this hand. Okay? But this hand's going to come in here, and then in here. Okay? So I do this, then here, and then here. Now, if I didn't hit you as much, here I can also just hit a heart point here. Okay? So I come here and here. Bang. Okay? I'm going to use this to clear the hand off and hit you there. You okay? Did I snap your hand? A little bit. Sorry. Very easy to do because you're coming down and that's a whip. And I'm using my waist for that. Okay? Now again, I can do that either side, but I can attack your right hand with my whole body. Okay? So when I'm doing this, I could be hitting your chest here. That again affects this. Right up in here. You feel that? Mm-hmm. I need a single number for that. I'll be doing it at the same time. And then say I get that nice reaction. It's off my throat. I'm pulling it onto my chest. Mm-hmm. Now this could be still choking me, but when I've done this, your attention's here, your energy's here, it's going to be easy to do this. And that's again, I'm not just going out like this, I'm going here and here against this point to take this out this way. And at the same time I'm doing that, because my waist is going that way, I might as well just go ahead and hit you this way. And I'll probably hit you up there. Okay. Now here's another thing, I'll do this really slow because I don't want to connect that. Don't hit a guy in the chin straight on. They can take that. 45 up and back. Like that. So I come through here, I want to go up and up. Like that. That's going to whip his head back. So the guy's choking you, you slam this down, and then go there. If I need to, again, if this is still too tight, when I slam this, I can come up and just take this little finger. Again, I don't try to take the whole hand. I take my hand against this finger, and I just do that. So the same thing we did against the center of the chest, I can do up here against the throat. And this, as you notice, from this side, I'm up here, so here I'm not worried about this hand. But for some reason I accidentally did this, I still am doing this. You see how that comes in? Mm-hmm. I'm doing this as I'm coming through to clear it. So it depends on where your arms are in that, what you can do. Also, if you have long arms, he has short arms, so I do this, I can just go ahead and get up here. Even though I'm not going to do too much damage, maybe I'm getting this off. Because I'm coming through here then, and then coming back out. So choke again, we don't want to try to do this to get us, you're choking, I don't want to try to do this. And because you're just going to take me down. And you'll be doing this. It's going to throw me off balance, it's going to be hard to do this anyway. But again, I can turn when I'm doing these things. And also, go ahead and grab tight. See how that loosens your hand? Just by doing this, I loosened your grip. And that's why you'll see in some of the karate forms where they do this. It's actually for a choke. They're whipping out and whipping back, because when you do this, one way, they're tight, but then they can't keep you from going the other way. So when I do this, I can loosen your grip on that, just with a head turn. The important thing is to get this towards here rather than up here. Instead of pushing me back here, I want your energy down to my center. Again, for the women especially, get that center of gravity low. Use gravity to help you pull the arm down. Don't try to fight upper body with upper body. And by hitting the center, because when your hands are both out, you're weaker in the center. By attacking your center, while I'm attacking this, it can weaken the grip. And if I attack this base up here on this arm, again weaken this arm. So I can hit your lung 1 up here. As I hit this down here, I can be attacking your lung line and hit your lung line up here and weaken your grip on my throat. I may be doing a rub to get that break again too. But just taking that out like this, that little finger, that way, again, here, this way, like that, get that off. Bring it this way, it's not going to work. I've got to bend it this way, against this way, out that way. Okay. Go ahead and let it run.
I have a couple questions for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there any reason you wouldn't go for the pinkies or go for the knockout?
Because you got very little time to do that when choking you.
The knockout is pretty quick, isn't it? Or the pinkies, I mean, that's going to get you off real quick.
You don't want to do both pinkies.
No?
No. Because you're splitting your attention. Okay, you can't get to them. Go ahead and grab my throat. See, it's hard to get here. I can do this. Let's show you here. Here, it's hard. Go ahead and hit tight. See, it's hard to do that? But from here, I'm pulling that way. So it has to do with the angle, too. You see,
Why,
going across both.
yeah,
I don't want to cross my center line, because that weakens me.
okay,
Remember I said that? This is okay, this weakens me.
okay,
So I don't want to do it. I can do this because I'm turning on it.
okay,
And then that. So I'm using my body again.
okay. Now what about the knockout?
In there,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that on a choke. This guy's going into you like this.
Or wouldn't that release his arms up?
No.
No?
And it might, and it might not if you don't hit exactly right. Okay. That one there, again, the guy's going like this, and that, but if he already has you and is choking you down, it's hard for you to do that. You just got to push you back. Now, how are you going to do this? Because you're going back like this. But you can do this. So you can do this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It, again, has to do with the energies now. If you're really choking me, you're going to be lifting me and pulling me off balance to choke me. Okay? It's not always nice, it's just like that. And when I'm doing like that, I can't hit down here because I'm going this way. But I can do this.
Okay.
The last one has to do with it's a real dangerous one. I'll show you what's going to happen. What the guy's going to do is choke you out from behind. Okay? And he usually uses this hand to back up this one. What he's doing is putting his forearm against your Adam's apple to crush it and knock you out. A judo throw, they will go on both sides and leave this alone, but they're pressing these two to keep blood flow from the brain and knock you out. That takes 30 seconds. This can kill you rather quickly. Okay? So, on that one again, we have to use our body against his arms and not our body against his body. And also, if we get attention down here, it takes some of the yang away from up here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, again, take his attention by kicking this out. And again, I don't have to kick him out that far to come back in. I may just tap him. But again, his energy's down there, and he can't do this as much. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is take this and go into heart 2 like this. That weakens this part. I'm going to take this, let's go this way. Again, he's choking me like this. I want to turn like this, so again, it's not against my Adam's apple, but against the artery here, so I have 30 seconds. I don't want to fight him by pulling him this way out, because I'm fighting him going that way. I want to pull him down into my chest, off of my throat. At the same time, I will grab this meridian in here and do this. Okay? What I did here, I'm ignoring this hand. I'm just attacking this one hand. So I hit the heart 2 here. I've already hit his meridian down here, heart 2, and this lung meridian here. I can lift this up, and I go through the hole. Now I come back here to kick him out of the way. Okay? So what the form is, we're going to do this. Kick, out, hit, and end up here. And this is going to be a hit and hit on him. There's a lot of different variations of that. So basically the key to this is when he has his hand around your throat, turn your head so your larynx is protected. Don't fight this hand, which he's using against this, just fight this hand. Use that hand against his heart too, and basically throw your thumb into that, a little higher, up in here, and dig in there, not right there, but up here into there. Yeah, now take this one out and down. Yeah, and see how it makes a hole for you? And you just step through it. Now, it might be that I did this, where I cut in here. That's okay, I just kick out like that. So if I'm on the inside, I'm going to step down, I just go ahead and kick your knee out from the inside, kick your thigh in. You're going to go flying, I'm going to go running. Okay? So that's basically it. Right?